Mr. C was my middle school basketball coach, my middle school football coach, and math teacher and everything. So I really appreciate him taking a few moments out of his busy summer come and address us a little bit. John?
Thank you. I know Mr. Bird, when I coached football back in those days, and he was an 8th grade kid, and as a football coach, you don't, I'm sorry, I don't know if you remember this or not, the first thing you do is you worry about that center quarterback exchange.
This already sounds like a lie.
And so I'm going to take my best football player and make him the center. Now, that's probably the only year I ever played center, but I made him the center. I didn't have to worry about that all year. I think we had an undefeated season that year. Thanks to him, I don't know that we ever fumbled an exchange there. So you got a good guy leading here, and he led our team that year. And guys, one thing I'd like to say here, and this is an opportunity for me, is it's one of those things that you do and you kind of dread it and everything, but you know it's the right thing to do. And if somebody asks you, they always ask me, they said, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm a teacher. And they go, well, what do you teach? And I always tell them students. And they're taken back for a second. And they go, oh yeah, that's a good answer. So we teach math, we teach English and social studies and all the other things, but really, when it comes down to it, we're teaching students. And that should be our focus. And that's why Mr. Robinson, I like University of Kentucky because it's the players first. And here at Richmond, it's a student. So, that's the way they do it down there too. Hang on, I got to get this on vibrate here. Yeah, Comey Holland? I'll be down there in a few minutes. Yeah, Jim Robinson? Yeah, he was there yesterday. Oh, he left a big mess? Okay, I'll be down there and cover for him again. Okay, Mike. Kyle, thanks a lot. I'll be there soon. Thank you. Jim told me to make sure I mention him. That's why. Okay, then guys, there's two things here I want to do. I want to mention, you got to watch what you say, like Eric Feynman said. And then I just wanted to thank you guys for putting up with me all these years. And I was at Speedway the other day, and I stopped by there a lot, and they had pretty good pizza. And so I go by there and I get a little piece of pizza, and I'm coming out, and this kid I had 25 years ago, he goes, hey, Mr. Callebs, how you doing? I said, pretty good. He said, you remember that game? We were playing Goshen, and it was like 7th game of the season, and I didn't get to play much. I said, well, I don't quite remember it, but if you say so, that's the way it is. And he said, you promised me the next game I'd play a lot. I said, well, did I do it? And he said, no, you didn't do it. So just be careful what you say, because they remember it. And then last year, we were in this meeting before school involving a disruptive student. And there was 7 teachers and guidance counselors, psychologists, the parent, and the student sitting there. And so we're all sitting there, and this kid's bad news, really. I mean, he's just a kid, though, and we're not giving up on him, but he's causing a lot of problems. So they go, I think it was Miss Griffin. They go, hey, Miss Griffin, what do you got to say? And she goes, man, it's the worst kid I ever had. He's causing problems in class. He doesn't do anything. And then they go, Miss Wilkins, God, this kid leaves a big mess by his desk every day. And then Mr. Hatfield would go, Mr. Hatfield, how about you? This kid needs to be in prison. They went around the room there, and there's all 6 teachers. I'm the 7th one. And really what all the teachers said is true. I mean, it was true about this kid. It's a big problem. But I said, well, I agree with everything he said. The parents sitting there and the kids sitting there. I said, but one thing about this kid, he's here every day. And that wasn't very positive for us, but for him, it was pretty good. So after that, the meeting's over. Hopefully he promised to do better. And the next morning, this rowdy kid comes up to me and said, hey, thanks a lot, Mr. Callebs. I said, what is it? He said, you don't want to say anything positive about me. I said, well, all I said was that you're here every day. And he said, hey, my mother likes you too. Okay, now I'd like to thank all you guys so much. I've been here 44 years, and I started at Moscow Elementary. Great experience. Me and Mindy Graves were up there, and I saved her life one time. Her leg got caught in the chair. And it's just a great experience. 4 years elementary, 20 at the middle school, and 20 at the high school. And I told Enos the other day that 44 is a good number. And because that's Dan Essel's numbers, All-American from University of Kentucky. Sorry about this, Mr. Bird. And, so it's been a good time. I'd like to thank the bus drivers. And I know as a young person, when I was younger, a long time ago, I'd get behind a bus or something. I'd go, God, man, behind a bus, it's going to take forever to get where I'm going. You know, they stop at every house and everything. And as you get older, you bus drivers, I really appreciate you. As you get older, you get behind the bus, you go, man, look at that. Oh, man, it's a cute little kid, got a big backpack, weighs as much as he does. He runs off the bus, goes there and hugs his mama and tells him about a great day at school when you're Richmond. And that's so sweet and precious. And then the cooks, the Mennonites are good cooks up there in Moscow, Marilyn and Marguerite. And here I am 40 years later, still talking about them. And they're just great cooks, and all you cooks have fed me and Mr. Robinson all these years. That's a chore right there. But thank you guys so much. And our custodians are awesome. They last year, Big Doug had come in my room after school, and he's there cleaning up my room. Did a great job. And Tina every morning, she got things ready. And you know, Gracie and Cindy, all those guys are awesome. And then our secretaries, they're unbelievable. You know, I started with Ms. Farchak down there. She's the guidance secretary, probably tied for second best guidance secretary ever with Ms. Reed. And of course, the first one, best secretary ever, was my first wife. So she's the best. And she's still my wife, by the way. Then look at Becky Lewis. Becky saved me. I've probably been fired 2 or 3 years ago. Becky hadn't corrected something I did wrong, and I really appreciate her and the tech department for keeping me going the last few years. I know I'm limited somewhat in the computer area. And then how can you go wrong when you come to school and you see Mrs. Forsey up there? And you know, she's great. I got Miss Forsey's husband, Ray, coached football with me down there at the middle school a long time ago. And I'll never forget what Ray said one day. He got beat pretty bad in a game, and I'm going, Ray, you doing okay? And he said, yeah, I'm doing okay. He says, you know, we don't have a lot of talent, but I'm never giving up on these kids. He said, I'll never give up on them. And I'm thinking, you know, what a great thing to say. If you got a kid having a hard time, just never give up on them. I'll never forget that, and it's been a long time ago, but Ray is a great coach for our school. Now, Mr. Bird, what happened to my cheerleaders here? They leave? Okay, they let me down yesterday. I came down yesterday, I said, I want the cheerleaders to help me. And so one of them said, hey, Callebs, and she, you know, you guys have children. She threw her car in park before we quit moving. What's going on? And said hi to me and everything, and then yelled and pulled over, and then she gunned the engine like, oh my gosh, I thought she was going over the hill. And those girls can't drive, Ms. Parker, so keep them on. Now they've left the building, they were going to help me, but if it's okay with you, I'm going to lead these guys in a cheer. Is that okay? I don't really have to ask permission to do it. Okay, it's time to wrap this up. So first of all, here's the way it's going to go. I'm going to go, give me a B, and you guys say B as in beat. You know? You don't say give me a. I'll say give me a B, and you say B. And then I'm going to say give me an I as in B, Indian Hill. Okay? So give me an I as in I. Now if you're a Yankee, you say I. We're Southern guys, we say I. So give me an I. And then I'll say, give me this, and you just yell it back at me, if that's okay. I see some positives there. Okay, so and I know Enos is filming this, so if you're not participating, you guys are going to get eyesight. Okay? So if you got to stand up, let's stand up here, okay? Let's go. Okay, so here it goes. I'm going to say, give me a B, and I'm going to give me a B, give me an I, and I'm going to say B-I, and you say B-I. Okay? All right, ready? So are you ready? Ready! All right, give me a B. B. Give me an I. I. Give me a B-I. B-I. We got that fire. We got that fire. Fire. We got that fire. We got that fire. Stand tall. Stand tall. Can't fall. Can't fall. Yeah. 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 We love it. 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 All right, let's go live. 1, 2, 3, live!